dive into some sales call analysis tips that I have helped so many insurance agents nationally get a little better with so that you can hopefully fatten up your wallet, because there's nothing worse than hearing somebody say, I need to think about it as a brand new agent, and you're going, I'm going to lose my mind. I just spent all this money on leads. I feel like I'm lost on an island of one. This is why your work family is so important. So I'm going to give you some things that I've helped other agents through mentorship make a difference with their phone calls and their closes. Are you ready? Are you ready? I hope so, because half of the battle is being ready every day, just showing up. But let's dive into tip number one. When you're hearing, I need to think about it. One thing, speed. Did you control your speed and pace on the telesales call? Speed and pace will get you someplace, but when you go too fast, your client won't feel valued, your client won't feel heard, and you're going to hear, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my dog, talk to my neighbor. That's not really the truth. That's just the nice way of the consumer saying, you went too quick. I don't feel valued, and I don't feel like I can trust you yet. Slow down, my friends. And when you're in the sales call, speed is your enemy. So focus on your speed. Did you go too fast? Most sales calls that I review are a speed issue. It's not anything more, anything less than that. Speed is the number one factor when we're brand new. You get good at something, what happens? You go a little faster. As an insurance agent, you get licensed and you think, hey, I made a sale. If I just go quicker, I can stack more sales today. That will screw you all day, every day in this space. In final expense telesales, you got to slow down. You got to be systematic. You got to be really dedicated to every dial, to the point that you're not thinking about rushing anything. Rushing will rob you. That's why I say speed is the number one infraction on the streets, right? Well, in telesales, speed is the same thing here. You get into the industry, I'm going to go quicker. Sometimes we don't even realize the speed that we're taking on those phone calls, and we're dealing with folks that are seniors. They're slow to hear, and sometimes maybe they're disabled. You've got to talk slowly and articulately and with good pace, because maybe you're going to talk to a great grandma, a great person. And if they can't hear you, they're going to say, I need to think about it. You're going, what? There's nothing to think about yet. Are you kidding me? And then maybe you're just going to spit out price. Well, my friends, number two, the big mistake with sales calls analysis and telesales is you took a shortcut. You didn't follow your system. Doesn't work when you're baking bread. Doesn't work on telesales calls either. You can't take shortcuts. So when you're following your script and a client goes, give me your price, don't just give them the price. If you do, they're going to say, thanks, need to think about it, have a great day. And you're going, but I gave you what you wanted. You'll never get what you want, my friends, by giving them the price when you haven't slowed down, had the right speed, and then followed your systems. When you do it too quick, everything collapses. Just like if you do things too quick, making bread, if people even make bread anymore these days, my sweet wife does, but not everybody does these days, it'll collapse. You got to give it the time, but you can't take a shortcut. It'll hurt you. So don't give quotes out too early. You've got to build trust. You've got to really connect with that client over the call, and you can't go too quick. Once again, back to speed. So the biggest two mistakes so far, if you're taking notes, is your speed, your pace, and then taking a shortcut. You do not give a quote to a consumer until you've uncovered the true problem and uncovered what their true budget is. We don't give them a number to buy from us until we know they truthfully can. This is called the art of pre-closing. We want to be able to come into the sales call, get to know them. We trust them. They trust us. What do they want us to do for them? Now we find out what their budget is. Now we give them an option that's within the walls of their budget. That works. When you start giving them options that are outside of their budget, they're going to say, I got to think about it. It's a kind way of them saying, I never knew this was an option anyway. I'll think about it, which means go pound sand. It's a nice way of consumers saying this to you, but we've got to really focus on not taking shortcuts in the sales process. So many brand new reps do this. They think speed to lead, yes. They speed through the script. Client doesn't feel like heard at all. They don't think we're really there to help them, and I don't blame the consumer. And then you take a shortcut, you give them a price, and oh man, nobody's buying from me. It'll bite you in the face. So you got to focus on that in a big way. But you got to focus on really assuming the sale too. If you've uncovered the need, the consumer has trusted you to the point of being that person to protect them. And then you go into the positioning of, okay, I'm going to ask them to buy from me. So many insurance agents on sales calls give them a price and don't respond when there's an objection. And they don't even assume the sale. You've got to assume the sale. Let's just see if we can get you qualified, Mrs. Johnson. No harm in that. It's affordable. We can get you set up on Social Security billing. Let's see if we can make this happen. It's only 32 whatever a month. And just ask them for the business. Ask them for the business, just like you didn't get kissed from acting all stupid and awkward, right or wrong. You got kissed because you leaned in. Half the battle is just leaning in. And guess what? That little 10% movement gives you a nice little kiss. Half the battle is just leaning in and assuming the kiss. In this industry, if you want the kiss of death, don't assume the sales call. Just act awkward, act silly. Yeah, you're going to be going to your car by yourself. All right. In this insurance industry, if you're not assuming the sale, you're going to sit there in your office by yourself with no sweet sale. And you want the sale. You want that so bad. Don't act desperate. You can't act desperate. You have to assume that sale because they need you, hopefully, if you've done the job right, more than you need them. Even though you're like, but Jason, I do. I just spin on leads. I need that sale bad. You can't have commission breath coming across that phone. You've got to assume that sale emotionally because the consumer, remember, buys based on emotion and then they back it up with logic. So when clients are saying, I need to think about it, let's take a count of what are we doing? Did I go too fast? Did I have good pacing? Did I really connect with that client? Maybe, maybe not. And then did I take a shortcut here? I got to own what I can own. You're not going to be able to close everybody. You're never going to have a 100% closing ratio. Sorry if your upline told you that or your mentor, not the truth. You're not going to close everybody, but you should believe that you can help everybody. All right. You got to keep that belief strong. But did I connect? Did I really connect when I contacted that individual? Did I connect with them? Did I spend 10, 20 minutes with them, figuring out what they like doing? Did I really find out what their hobbies are? Find out how I can help them? Do they want burial? Do they want cremation? Do they want mortgage protection? What's their problem? Uncover the problem. And then you know what? If it's in the walls of their budget and you assume that sale, hopefully they'll buy from you. But I've done so many sales calls, analyses with consumers and even some outside agencies and agents. And guess what? They went too fast. Most times, speed was the problem, or they took shortcuts. They didn't follow their own script and systems. They stopped way too soon and just spit out a price and wonder why they didn't get a sale. This will hurt you. When you connect with a client, take your time and take it to the finish line. And when you get to that finish line, don't act weird. Assume the sale. Ask them to buy from you. And you know what? If they like you, they trust you, there truly is a problem that you've uncovered, you may walk away with a bigger wallet. But if you don't follow these things, they're going to say, I need to think about it, mail it to me, just give me a number. And as soon as you give them a number too fast, they're going to go, thanks. Have a great day. We'll call you later, which normally means never. So in most every sales call, the agent didn't assume the business. Most every sales call that didn't go well, the agent didn't really connect. You took the bait and got bit. You didn't have good pacing and you didn't have that slow speed where you connected with that client. Just be you. The client doesn't expect you to be perfect. Just be extremely proficient at powerfully getting to know that great person, uncover a problem, and then if your product fits within the walls of their budget, just believe that they'll buy from you because you're the best person on the planet for them to hopefully buy from. I hope this helps you, my friends, but these are the things that I've seen with final expense telesales calls and even face-to-face insurance sales calls that I've helped agents go through some of the noise of the business and realize, oh, that was why. And this has helped them. So I hope this is a blessing to you. Have a powerful day, my friends. And we do recruit and partner with powerful agents like yourself and agencies nationally to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and annuities face to face, but more importantly in the telespace. So free resources for your taking always at jasonfinalexpense.com. But at the end of my day, whoo, can barely talk today. Free resources. I'll also put a video up here that may help you keep more of your business on the books. Thanks for watching, my friends. Hope you have a powerful day. Thank you to you that subscribe. Hang tight. I'm going to drop you some more content that's going to help you coming up soon. Have a powerful day, my friends. Remember, you've got what it takes. We'll see you soon.